MicroReviews.com. This is a North Carolina brewery, Highland Brewing Company out of Asheville, North Carolina, that brews a special winter brew. It's only available for a few months out of the year, and once you see it in the store, if you don't get it, you will not find it again the next time you walk into the store. This is their Cold Mountain Winter Ale. It's got this kind of cool, kind of dark and light blue color label with their traditional Scottish bagpipe player in the front. I'm a huge fan of this brewery for several reasons, but I think what they do is they brew very good beers in the class that they brew in. And what I mean by that is if they've got an IPA, a pale ale, a winter brew, they are extremely good in that class. This beer is not available in large quantities, so I found this in a 12-pack. They also sell them in big bomber bottles. I think I only paid like $14 for the 12. No, that's not true. I paid $22 for the 12-pack, which I still think is a phenomenal deal because you're looking at less than $2 per bottle. But this beer is really, really good. It's rare. If you find it, buy it, because the next time you walk into the beer store, it will not be there again. So it's, like I said, 6 weeks on the shelf, maybe. But here's the cool thing about this beer. Let me tell you how they describe it. So, a traditional label with the Highland bagpipe player. They call it a spiced winter seasonal ale. Typical malt body, lightly hopped, rounded with delicious spices for a year-to-year round flavor with vanilla, hazelnut, and other flavors. If you see it, don't store it, don't wait. 5.4 IBUs. So that's important. Most winter ales are like 6, 7, 8, 9. They're a lot higher. I love the fact this is lower IBUs. ABVs rather. ABVs, 5.2. IBUs are only 28, which is also very low. The cool thing about this beer that I think is really, really cool is that you've got a lot of vanilla in it, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of hazelnut, and a little bit of malt. So nothing is overpowering. It's one of those beers that, from the winter ale perspective, you get winter ales that come out, and I used to be a huge fan of Sam Adams Winter Ale. I loved that beer 4, 5, 6 years ago. I don't like it anymore. It's too spicy. It's got too much of all this cinnamon and nutmeg and all this other stuff. It's overpowering. And it didn't used to be that way. They changed that, I think, to respond to the market. This beer, in my opinion, from a winter ale perspective, has crossed over the market to what Sam Adams Winter Brew, which, in my opinion, from the masses, used to be the best winter beer. This is now it. And I'll tell you why. When you open this beer up, nothing, from the smell to the look, is overpowering. And what I mean by that is, you can tell it's winter. I'm in here a little bit. But what's great about this beer is that when you pour this beer, it's got a beautiful winter color to it. It's got a lot of dark colors to it. It's definitely filtered, but it's got a nice frothy, foamy head. But what's great about this beer is when you smell it, it's not overpowering at all. You can definitely smell the vanilla. You can definitely smell the hazelnut. You can definitely smell the malts. The hops are almost non-existent, which is exactly what a winter beer should be. But what's so cool about this beer, you can tell I'm kind of excited about it, is that when you taste this beer, it has a refreshing flavor to it. It's got a medium body to it. It's not one of those winter brews now. Anchor Steam is a good example. And I know that I'm making this video longer than I wanted to, but Anchor Steam has got a phenomenal concept. Every year the beer is different. The winter beer has a different tree to it, different flavor to it. Sometimes it is so piney, it's hard to swallow. But it's good. Sometimes it's got this wacky spice to it, and it's just, you can't even get it down. This beer has an extremely drinkable quality to it. I think it's because of the vanilla, which I personally like. But it also has the hazelnut nuttiness to it, the the maltiness background to it. It's very, very filtered. It's got just enough of the carbonation to it. It's got a phenomenal head to it to allow the drinker to do this. It's awesome. I think this beer is great. If I could store this beer until like April, I'd buy 6 12-packs because it's something that I think it embodies so much of the winter spirit. The vanilla, the nutty, the piney, the malty, but it's not too heavy, and it is extremely delicious. So, buy this beer if you find it. It's very, very good. If it's in a 12-pack, a bomber bottle, on tap, it's worth it. I love it. I give this beer a 4.5. I want to give it a 5, but for lack of its volume of distribution, I'm going to leave it at 4.5. It's great. It's one of the best winter brews on the market. So let me know what you think. Please leave comments on our YouTube channel, our website, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We upload all the time, and as always, we appreciate you watching, and we will see you again real soon. Cheers.